is Chasing Cash CNC, man. Representing New Orleans 504 all the way out to NYC. One half of Hit Boy and Chasing Cash, man. And you're checking in at the B Suite, Surf Club, Rocksmith, NYC. We out here. Ayo, Ashley Outrageous, man. Let's get to it.
So how did the name Chasing Cash come about?
Man, what is this world about? To keep it real, man, it came from me being young. I had a lot of homies who was just, they was doing the opposite of what I was trying to do, you know, at the time. I was really getting into the arts at the age of 15 and shit. You know, that's like the pivotal point in like school and when your parents start pushing you to get a job or do some shit. You know, a lot of my niggas, like, we played sports and shit, and they was getting out of sports and getting more into drug dealing and shit like that. And you know, that was around the time like the internet kind of like came and started popping, and you know, you was able to go online and online shop and shit like that. So I kind of got into that, the internet lifestyle shit, and it led me to wanting a job at like Foot Locker, man. And I got a job at Foot Locker, and I would go to work every day, and my niggas would be like, man, you chasing that money, you chasing that money, man, you stay working. Then it had a ring to it, like Chasing Cash, and then I just wanted to make it more formal, like a real name. And now it pays off as it's been to it. Some people think I'm two people, so fortunately one day I may be able to get two checks. A lot of people, you know, they don't even get it a lot of times. They see the E on the end of Cash and they think it's Cashe or something else like that. But you know, Chasing Cash, it just comes from getting money, man. You know, that's not my sole purpose on earth, but definitely one of them, you know.
And so when did it hit you that producing was something that you wanted to make into a career? Not
necessarily producing. I can't say that. Music, 1997. 1997 is when I knew I wanted to get in music, when I heard Missy Elliott's Super Duper Fly album. And then after that, I got heavy into Jay-Z a little bit, not too long after that. And that's what made me want to do music. I actually wanted to rap first, but I didn't have any beats. So I couldn't afford beats. I didn't even know where to buy beats. You know, the whole concept of that shit just was just like off. It was either do it yourself or not. You know, coming from where I come from, it was pretty much do it yourself mentality all the time anyway. There was no such thing as like, I knew it the goddamn well I couldn't afford a Manny Fresh beat, so I wasn't about to go ask him for one. So it was just on some shit like me wanting to be a part of it, and kind of like a video game shit. Like, that's what it was to me at first, like a video game thing. It was like something else that was fun that I was interested in. And I found like this little MTV music generator thing on PlayStation. That's how I kind of started off. And then the little CDs at Circuit City and Best Buy that allowed you to program music and shit. And then that's when I was able to make beats and record myself at the same time. I remember being 15, man, paying to go to the studio with this dude, with this white guy, and we thought we was gonna be able to record a rap song, and this dude gave us the wackest beat. And after that, I was just like, nah, I gotta make my own shit. And that's where it started at, man. Like around maybe 2003, I really got serious with it. Like, this is where I see myself going, other than sports. You know, I was just torn between the two, either music or sports at the time.
So you're originally from New Orleans.
Yes, born and raised.
You obviously grew up around Cash Money. I'm wondering, did they have any influence on your sound, or was there anyone else in the local area?
Yeah, man. Everything New Orleans, man. Even though I don't sound like it, I don't say Wody in my interviews, and all that other shit. But everything New Orleans influenced me, man. You know, Master P before Cash Money, everybody got to know that. You know, Mr. Ice Cream, man, was like the realest shit ever to my whole city, man. I remember being in 3rd grade and him coming to my school performing Mr. Ice Cream, man. And, you know, that'll let you know how ghetto my city is, to keep it real with you, how you let Master P perform for some 3rd graders.
So tell us about the first time you made a beat.
Ooh, the first time I made a beat was so terrible, so terrible. I'm not gonna count the hip hop EJ beats, but the first time I made a beat on Fruity Loops, it was the worst shit ever. It was actually, it wasn't even a beat. Like, there was this tutorial you could open up in Fruity Loops where you could remake the Aaliyah shit. It was like the Aaliyah Try Again shit. and I just started off fucking with that shit, man, and changing the drums, trying to make the drums sound like a bounce beat or whatever they had in there. I would always make a bounce remix of it, because that was the only thing I could equate production wise at the time. Like, I only knew Manny Fresh and the shit I had heard before I got introduced to the Neptunes, Timbaland and shit. So I would just try and remake a bunch of shit, and it would be terrible, out of key. My mom would come in and be like, what the fuck is this noise? You need to make some shit like Prince. You need to. And so my mom pretty much pushed me to get into sampling. To keep it real with you, like I had no idea about how DJ Premier and them did this shit. I had no clue who DJ Premier was until like scratch magazines and really getting into the production side of it. So like all I had was like the CD drive where I knew on Windows Media Player you could rip all the songs off the shit. So I would do that, and I would go get all my mom, whatever CDs my mom would have, like greatest hits, collabs and shit like that. And that's how I started sampling. And then eventually with the internet, that led me into finding message boards and shit like that, to where you could jump in beat battles, and finding drum kit shit would be like Kanye West drum kit or this something drum kit. And that's how I got into making my first beats, man, early. Just internet shit, man. Fucking around.
So what's your creative process now when you make a beat? What inspires you?
Oh man, what inspires me is what I haven't heard yet, to keep it real with you. And not even on some genre specific, like, you know, it could be anything. My creative process is really, I listen to a lot of the music I've made, random, it doesn't matter what time it has been, or maybe a lot of the music Hit Boy made, and I listen to that shit, and you know, I just like to see where else I could go with it. If I could take a piece of this, something that didn't get placed, and put it in a new beat, or take something that did get placed and put it in a new beat. And then, you know, I just always try to remember to do some shit that I haven't done before, man. That's my creative process, other than smoking weed, you know. But other than that, man, you know, simple, man. Just trying something new every time. Always trying to stay in that mode.
So you've released a few beat tapes. Would you rather people just enjoy the sound versus having artists record over them, or does it not really matter to you?
It does not fucking matter, because I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's all for attention for me. I would not sit here and lie, you know. I definitely dropped the beat tapes to let people know that I do have a diverse sound, and that is my sound. That is the Surf Club sound. That is Hit Boy sound. You know, our sound is diversity. We listened to a bunch of these producers before us, and we just captured everything they did and meshed it into one and put a twist on it and a spin on it. So I definitely would like people, I put it out for people to put in their movies. If you feel like you're an independent filmmaker and you want to fit it in the scene, do that shit. I put it out for people to put it in real fucking commercials, and Budweiser hear this shit and use it. If you want to rap on it, you know, I put it out because I support what's new right now, you know. And niggas ain't paying for beats, just to keep it real with you. Only niggas paying for beats are the people who can afford to pay for it and are prideful enough, you know. Paying for beats come with some pride. It's some shit to say you gonna take 5,000 of your own money and give it to a nigga for a beat he made on Fruity Loops in 15 minutes. Like 5K, you know what you can do with 5K? You can have a ball up in the store. So it's just like that takes some type of pride, man. And you know, I understand that a lot of people, there are a lot of young kids who are talented, might not know what the fuck they doing, who really just need a shot, and my beat tape might be that shit. So, you know, I always want to keep that in mind. That shit pop off and get 1 million views, guess what? I'm attached to it by default, you know. I didn't even have to do too much hard work. It's just provide an opportunity. You never know what the fuck is gonna happen. And it's paid off a lot for me, man, you know. So I don't plan on stopping, you know. Shout out to Diplo for inspiring me to do that shit.
So when you produce for artists, do you plan to construct a beat for them specifically, or do you just make a beat?
It differs, you know. I have certain people I have closer relationships with, I can go in the studio with and start some shit from scratch, like Drake, or Wale is an artist who's like that. Wale is very hands-on. Like, he like to start some shit from scratch all the time, like all night. That nigga will work all night long. So, you know, it all differs on the artist. A lot of times you got some artists who just hear the beat and just black out. Like Meek hear the beat and he just hear the beat. He want to hear the first 5-10 seconds of it, and he hitting the booth and he's out of there. And you know, you got your Schoolboy Q sit there and he rock with the beat, then he get in there and rip it. Then you got your Rocky, and they, you know, that's all different processes, so it allows my process to be different. I kind of have to adapt to the artist because I'm the producer pretty much. I got to get this check, you know, so I got to do whatever the fuck they got to do.
So how did you first link up with Hit Boy?
MySpace, man. I linked up with Hit Boy via MySpace, man. Internet shit is crazy. I was just doing what I was doing with another cat who was producing, and Hit Boy was also had another cat he was producing with. We ended up kind of going through the same story by splitting with the dudes we were working with and going solo. And I was working with Sean Kingston at the time, and Smoke Dizza. Me and Smoke Dizza were living together and shit. Shout out to Smoke, that's my brother. He was working with High Tech and JR Rodham and all them, and they were just starting Beluga Heights. And Hit Boy sent some beats for Sean Kingston, and I listened to them and I heard the beats and I was like, oh shit, these are crazy. Let me find out who did them. Find out who did them, hit him on MySpace. He hit me back like, yeah, man, I heard of you. I heard your shit too. Your shit is crazy. We should link up. And shit, that's how that shit started, man. Next day we linked up with each other. I went to his house. He was using Fruity Loops. I was using Fruity Loops, and we just sat down and made like 10 beats back to back. And they was just cold. They was some cold ass beats, and we just kept showing each other new shit, this and that and the third. And from that day forth, led to the Polo introduction, and led to the Zone 4 sign, and led to us and the Surf Club becoming artists and dropping music, and then that led to us dropping Chili Chill and Kent Money, and then me rapping, and then now Hit Boy rapping, and then Stacey Barth, you know, her being signed on Motown and being an artist now. So that shit just led everything else to where we are now, man. Me and Hit Boy meet via MySpace, like social networking.
Okay. The next question I have is, can we expect to hear more from Surf Club soon, or
yeah, shit, yeah, man. You should expect to hear new music from us all the time. I mean, I just dropped a beat tape Verde. Hit Boy just dropped this video not too long ago. Jay-Z interview. It's in circulation on BET, MTV, you know, whatever. I just dropped a video, Ode to the Real. I dropped I'm the Man, Daily Routine. Hit Boy got some more shit coming with Kid Cudi. He got a ton of production coming. He just dropped a new Kanye West and Rick Ross shit. So it's not like we not dropping music, you know. We got a lot of shit coming, man. I got Machine Gun Kelly. I got Kendrick Lamar. Hit Boy got Kendrick Lamar. Got Schoolboy Q album. Got Drake album again. ASAP Rocky, the ASAP Mob album. Shit, man, we pretty much producing for everybody hot right now. Big Sean, Wale, Maybach Music, you name it. Meek Mill, Hit Boy and Meek Mill got some shit together. So, you know, like, I mean, we the new shit right now. So it's like we doing things for everybody.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
So what do you look forward to whenever you go back home to New Orleans?
Gumbo and my mama. and my dad. No shade to my dad, what you call it, but yeah, that's it, family and food, you know. I like to go back home and relax, man. I go back and sit in the shed and smoke blunts and write to beats, and I go back and chill with my homies and let them ask me all the crazy questions they ask, like, yo, did that nigga Drake really hit that nigga Chris Brown with the bottle son? Or whatever, you know, was I there, or this and that and the third. And you know, that's it, man. You know, I like to go back and get the perspective and get to see what the fuck they listening to, you know, what they care about. Because, you know, me being in the music industry, I don't feel like my opinion weighs that much anymore. My music just weighs. I gotta let the music speak for itself. The opinions for the people. So I go back and see what my niggas listening to. And other than that, I eat food, man.
So for someone who's never been there, what should we look out for?
Musically, you should look out for me, LG, the Gooms. It's a lot of good music coming out. Flame Gang. It's a lot of good music. Erotic Gang, man. You know, Kid just did shit with 50 Cent, G Unit. As far as other than that, man, Mardi Gras, Essence Festival, Jazz Festival, you should go take a trip, man, and be black. And that's some black shit, you know. Take a trip down there and get some soul in your life, eat some food, and enjoy yourself, man. It's an enjoyable cultural place, man. So, you know, more than anything, visit, man.
So this is MissKhalila, and you're watching the Beat Tweet for AshleyOutrageous.com.
You feel me? Chasing Cash, man. Surf Club. Shout out to Hit Boy, the old Surf Club. Money Making Mac, Chris Cash, Dow Jones, Beat Sweet. Everybody making beats. It's me, man. I make that shit. Check out that Dom Kennedy, We Ball. Check out Drake, look what you've done. Check out my beat tape Verde. Check out my Air Up There mixtape Gumbo, man. I got a lot of beats out here for you beat sweet heads, man. Holla at it. Me and Hit Boy the best.
And you know I stay paid, man. You know I stay faded. You know I stay paid, man. You know I stay paid.